welcome to the Ranger's Respite. I'm Philip, and this is Drinking Geek. It is review time, and members of my whiskey club, Patreon's voted for Filibuster, the Boondoggler whiskey. And before I actually review this, I have to talk a little bit about some recent news. On January 15th, indictment was handed down in over 100 counts of illegal dumping against the Filibuster Distillery and lying to investigators against Dilawri. I might be wrong. I read an article before I started filming, but this is, like as usual, sort of I wing it. But they are accused of dumping cooling water and a distillation byproduct into a local creek, which is absolutely not fucking cool. But, important notes. One, it is alleged they are not convicted yet, although based on current evidence, it seems kind of likely that they will be. And two, this is a gift. I did not spend money on this, and I had it before that was announced. Also, this won the poll before the 15th anyway, and if this had gone out as scheduled, it would have gone out on Wednesday of last week. But I took my dry week then instead. So anyway, with that said, gonna get into the review, because it's still on the market, and this is what my Patreons and Whiskey Club members wanted. I will likely not be buying anything from them in the future, and honestly, given the cost of their rye whiskey, and it being the one that I prefer, I'm not thinking terribly highly of it, if I recall correctly. I wouldn't probably be tempted to buy from them anyway, apart from in my mission to support Virginia craft whiskey. I should probably read the back of the bottle. Filibuster Distillery is dedicated to making the finest American spirits. That means the best quality grains of limestone water from the Shenandoah Valley and our signature cask finishing program that mellows spirits in traditional whiskey barrels as well as wine casks. Because if we've learned one thing from American history, sometimes you've got to bend the rules to get the best results. Not a good look, folks, especially if the allegations of illegal dumping are true. Twist and turn of colors and taste when the stream gets poured. Mere drop goes to waste. I think there's a couple of typos in that quote. I think it should be N-E-hyphen-E-R, nair, not M-E-hyphen-E-R, or not hyphen apostrophe. And there should be an A between nair and drop. Woven from the grains and barrels from all over the globe and all corners of the distillery, the Boondoggler was originally created by our master blender for his personal consumption, a secret no more. The final step is aging the blend in 5 different casks for less than years to tie all the components together. Enjoy on the rocks in your favorite cocktail, or as we tend to drink it around here, buster up. Be heard. Well, I'm about to be heard. Filibuster. Find a fucking copy editor. Also, again, bend the rules when there are allegations of illegally dumping industrial waste, because, let's be totally honest, distillation is an industrial process. That doesn't look good. Also, what does a buster up mean? I'm guessing that means neat. but it's not a phrase I've ever heard, and I've lived in Northern Virginia, where these guys supposedly hail from, for 27 years. So, anyway, I do like the front of their label. Small batch doesn't mean anything. Aged in 5 barrels does mean something because it states the number of barrels. Batch number 31, bottle number 2342. Now, I'm going to have to actually, at some point, go to an ABC store and look at all of their Boondoggler bottles to see what the bottle numbers are. Because that's not handwritten, that is printed. And I know for a fact that usually when printing fairly large runs of things like labels, they don't like having to change an individual thing on a label. It's 45% alcohol by volume or 90 proof. And I do like their new bottles. Just the shape, the like raised filibuster design on the front. I like their corks. Sounds like they're kind of a shitty company. And now to talk about their whiskey. So, this is distilled and bottled by them. They used to source their whiskey. And then, for a while, it was a blend of sourced and their own distillate. And I believe that this is now all their distillate. And I've got to say, it like jumps out at me like MGP rye. I mean, it just does. It has a nose like a lot of the MGP ryes, but it's also got kind of a weird, like, almost overpowering. You don't sort of weasels in and then blossoms to cover up all of your smell receptors. It's a scientific term, smell receptors. And that smell is dill pickle. And so it's got like layers of smell. So it starts off with like a foundation of MGP rye, or 95.5 rye. It smells like MGP rye, but this is their own distillate. So rye, sweet, sweet herbal rye, and then a layer of sharpie smell that is that I get from things that have a wide cut, and then sort of starts out as like a narrow little weasel in, and then sort of envelops the rest of the nose of just dill pickle. And that's the nose. That's it. It is incredibly strange. Also, I need to do a better job of washing the outside of my glassware. Because this glass is covered in like smudges from fingerprints and stuff. Okay, on the palate, just first blush because I didn't really let it sit in there. There is a kind of a weird, almost acetone bitterness to it. Yeah, on the palate, there's some spikiness that you get from younger spirit with some like bitter acetone notes, and then just dill pickle. I've never had a wine that tastes like dill pickle. I've never had a rye that tastes like dill pickle. but this is like 100% what this tastes like. And the finish is short, and it's got some more like sweet herbalness wrapped in dill. I mean, really, and I know dill is an herb, but like it's that one very specific dill pickle note that if you handed me a dill pickle, I bite into it and go, oh yeah, this is a dill pickle. That's what I get in this. And it's not just dill, it's specifically that slightly vinegary, very dill heavy flavor. You know what I mean. It tastes like dill pickle. Yeah. So this is I on the one hand, it's not the worst whiskey I've had. I've had a lot of whiskeys that in comparison this is very nice. But that dill pickle note really throws me off. And I gotta say, I need to check my notebook real quick. It's not a great notebook. Give me just a second. And I didn't put it on my bar either. Oh, it's right here. Right in plain view. I keep my tasting notes in here. Dr. Creek. Alright. Filibuster the Boondoggler. It's $24.99 in Virginia, pre-tax. Yeah, and my notes bear out. It's high 70s, like 78, 79, maybe an 80 out of 100. And I really hate saying this because it is a craft distillery, and I really advocate for the support of craft distilling, especially in Virginia where I live. But don't buy from Filibuster. Not right now. If again, it is all allegations. It is not. There are not convictions at this point, but they have been indicted for illegally dumping industrial waste, distillation byproduct, and cooling water with metal suspended in it, which is not good. I imagine it's not. It means that there's something wrong with their equipment. But also, it means that that's stuff that's going into the environment and harming the environment, and that is not cool. And I know it's just allegations at this point, but right now, err on the side of maybe don't buy from them, because illegal dumping isn't just it's not like, oh, they did something funny with taxes or something. It's got a lasting impact on the environment. And that is really not cool. So, moving on. And that's behind us. Let's see what's on the docket for next week. Next week, Jim Beam Rye, Reservoir Bourbon, Yellowstone Select Bourbon, or Canadian Club Classic 12-year-old. Now, to vote for these, you have to be a member of my Patreon or a member of my local whiskey club. To be a member of my Patreon, all you've got to do is follow the link in the description down below. Pledge $1 a month. You get to vote here. You get to recommend cocktails. You get videos early. You get Patreon exclusive content. You get access to the Drinking Geeks Discord server. If you would like to support my channel, but you aren't a fan of Patreon, or you just want to make a one-time contribution, I have a Ko-fi link in the description down below, and a link to my Etsy store where I sell These adorable That's the Spirit pot still stickers, designed by my friend Alyssa at Abercat Studios at $3 a piece. They ship for free. Proceeds go to continuing this channel. Let's see. There was more. All right. There's going to be Cocktail Video this Friday, and maybe a Something Monday show next week. But it's looking increasingly likely that I'm going to have to scrap my video about whiskey finishing in American craft whiskey. So that's unfortunate, but that's how it goes. I live to disappoint. Now, I think that is everything. So, until Friday, stay happy, stay geeks, Snatcha.